Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Vincent Ross Show.
Hello, everybody.
This is our springtime news edition. We're going to try and start bringing current events because that's kind of a good idea, something that we could talk about back and forth, along with eating weird shit, which we have another exciting episode of that coming up as well.
Yeah.
Don't miss that one. It'll be coming up soon. But as for today, we're going to go over some current events. What do you think about that?
Yeah, there's a couple of things brewing up in the air.
I know. It's been an exciting week. In fact, before we even get started, how has your week been, brother?
It's been pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's been a little busy for me, but I've
Yeah.
had a good week too.
I like it busy.
Yeah, you get things done, and the week goes by. Goes by. All right, first of all, last week, everybody was kind of weirding out about the eclipse, so we want to go ahead and remind everybody this was last week's topic about the eclipse and how everything was getting kind of weird around the world and how somehow the eclipse was going to signify a bunch of crazy events and the end of the world.
Everybody was at work on Monday.
But that didn't happen, so everything's totally cool. Everything is absolutely totally cool in the world today, which brings us to our first story of this episode, and that is, of course, the Iran attacked Israel situation again. We don't want to get... This topic is pretty heated. It really is.
yeah, right, exactly. It's
very
pretty
heated.
tragic. So it's just a lot of.
And we personally have friends that have ties to this. So we'll leave it at that. So I want to be very respectful to this situation. And I just want to say off the bat, Vincent Ross Show, we don't want to see anybody die or get hurt. I mean, war is terrible, and we're not. It's not that we're like couple of tree huggers or anything. But don't get me. There's nothing wrong with hugging a tree. Okay, you want to hug a tree, hug a tree. But just saying, we're not. We're goofballs.
We're gonna make out with its member superstar Molly Shannon.
Good God. Any rate, you see what I'm saying? We're goofballs. We're not.
No, but I mean, this is it's
terrible.
It's terrible, but U.S. They're helping with taking down.
But
most of the drones.
The story.
The drones are being taken out.
Well, yeah, I get. Yeah, supposedly, it was like 99% of the drones and other missiles were taken out. So at least nobody died. Well, a lot of people have been dying. Let me clarify that because I'm going to piss somebody. We're going to piss somebody off. Somebody's already mad. If you're mad about this topic, well, I'm sorry. Fuck off. Whatever. I don't mean it like that. But you get what we're saying. It's bad. It's terrible. And let's just move on to the next topic. Because that's a pretty deep one. The point of it was, before we move on, look at this. People are equating this to being the beginning of WWW3, which...
It's a lot of W's.
It's a lot of W's. What?
It's too much brain power.
How many? What's the third W for? That's like extra war.
World War III, World Wide Web.
But World War would be this like worldwide worldwide war.
We have been at that war for a long time.
Like
That's
worldwide
what I think.
Fuck, dude.
It'll be 20 years from now, and we'll be saying, "Oh, is World War III happening?" We'll be like, "It's been happening."
It's been happening.
When did it start? Like when did it? Exactly when did it start?
Oh my God.
You know.
The world is in a very nasty place.
Seneca Falls.
Maybe this whole eclipse thing, really, some shit is really starting to go down. I mean, we're goofing about a lot of shit, but seriously, starting to get a little weird. Which moves us on to our next story. O.J. Simpson. That's not very weird. It's just kind of like universe justice. I get, what would you call that? Universal justice. Like that's when the universe says, you know what? I'm tired of your shit.
The ocean
I've had it with
tide,
your
the
shit.
ocean tide
You're outta
coming
here.
in and taking in the.
What do you think about this guy? What can you say about this guy that hasn't been said? Like all the memes. I don't know how old you are. I'm a little older than you are, so I can remember where I was and what I was doing when the slow-mo escape
I was very young when this
chase.
happened,
Do you remember seeing him driving? Well, I think he was being driven by somebody else. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember
In the white Bronco.
I don't remember the exact like what car, but I remember it happening.
It was a white Bronco, and it was crazy. Like it was him driving, and then there was just a shitload of cop cars and like helicopters just flying behind him, like a South Park episode almost. And they were calling him on the cell phone, or I think they were on the cell phone with him. I can't remember if it was a cell phone, but I do remember that he was doing like this kind of shit. and the way, like, you know, it was wild times. If you were around in those days, and I'm not trying to date myself, but yeah, if you were around, you remember it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Everybody was watching that shit. Everybody.
Then he was stealing. He broke into some building to steal his own trophies, or
It's not funny.
he was looking at his dusty. They're all dusty
Oh
trophies.
God! It's like a Vegas hotel,
Yeah.
and even they were. I read some. I could be wrong, but I either heard or I read somewhere where at first even they were kind of laughing, like when he first threatened them or something. They were like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
And then he was like, "No, I'm fucking for real." And then they were like, "Yo, Juicer, you can't be for real, dude. Are you really?" And he was like, "Yeah, dog. Give me my shit, yo." And yeah, he got in deep trouble for that. He did go to prison. It's funny
Yeah.
what he went to prison for versus what he didn't go to prison for. And like that book he wrote, If I Did It, but the word if is like little as fuck. Yeah. Have you seen that shit?
I did not read the book. No.
Read it. We saw it.
I don't need to know. I like
Yeah.
like my books. No.
I think one of the funniest moments, I should have got a picture of that.
OJ.
Well, yeah,
OJ,
the
man.
glove was really,
Right.
it's hilarious because anybody, we know what happens to leather that gets wet and it kind of shrinks a little bit. But when he put that on and it didn't quite just slide on, I think even he was surprised. Even he was like, yeah, it doesn't fit. Clearly it doesn't fit. Everybody was like, oh man, it was it really was a fumble for the prosecution. They was like, why would you do that?
Oh.
But I know. All right, we don't need to spend too much time on the juice. The juice is toast. So on to the next news segment, and that is, oh my God, in musical news,
Booty cheek.
Beyonce has released a country album apparently, or at least a single. You've heard the song? We listened to the song earlier,
I've heard, like,
and I'm gonna say this from the bottom of my heart, and it's awful. It's awful. What do you think about it? It's fucking awful. I'm sorry.
I've only heard the bits and clips of it. I haven't heard it entirely.
We're already going to get canceled fast enough as it is, or else I would play the song for you, but if we did that, we wouldn't make it through the episode. That's how much power this crazy fucking, I mean, I don't know. That's how much, she is, you have to give it to her. She's a very, very powerful woman. Unfortunately, the song, the country song she wrote is garbage. It's garbage. But I have to say, the worst thing about Beyonce is this right here. Ooh.
Jay-Z.
What do you think about this cat?
I haven't read much into, really, I haven't really read into it for sure. Like,
well, let's just say this. If anybody is following anything to do with the whole P. Diddy situation, which that's another entirely other show that we would like to do. We would like to do more serious topics about that. But to be honest, we're trying to be easy about stuff because I would love to get to like 50 subscribers before we got canceled. Like, I mean, how far would you like to go?
I don't know much about. Well, I'm still on the Jay-Z thing. I'm just like, I don't know much about how. Yeah, he's tied in with Sean Combs.
After the show, I'm gonna show you some things.
Puff Daddy.
I'm gonna show you some things, and we're gonna come back to you guys.
This is my.
And we're gonna talk about it. Maybe it's it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. It's pretty R-rated. It's very R-rated. So we'll not be. I don't know why I said it that way. R-rated. Yeah. It's especially R-rated. But at any rate, we have to be careful about that kind of stuff. Even though I do set it so it's not for kids, but you piss off the wrong person out there. You never know what I mean.
Can you name a couple of Jay-Z songs?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
No, I'm putting myself in the spot too. Like,
can you? That's my card.
I'm
doing the reverse.
I don't know. He has that one song.
Up in the club. Something about being in the club.
He did a cover of it. He used, I think, like the Annie.
Oh yeah, it's a hard knock life.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
I remember. You asked me if that's what I remember. I'm not a huge Jay-Z fan. Never.
I liked the Austin Powers version, Dr. Evil's version when he was doing it. Remember that? When it was like, I forget which one it is. Dr. Evil's in jail, and it's him and Mini-Me, and they're doing like, it's a hard knock life.
Oh, yeah. I think right.
You remember that?
He's got the bandana.
Like my 9. And yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man, those are the good old days when you could have jokes like that. Nowadays, it's like you're not allowed to have dick and fart jokes. I miss dick and fart jokes.
Yeah, I don't know much about Jay-Z, man, so I don't know. I'm still.
We went from dick and fart jokes to Jay-Z.
I mean, that's what we're.
There's kind of a link there.
Nah, not a big.
We're gonna get. All right, that's it. We got to go to the next. We got to go. We got to.
Not a big fan.
We're gonna get canceled before this episode's even over. Oh yeah, this is really cool. Our next in space news. So there's a company.
Damn.
Well, it's cool in cartoon land. I don't know how feasible this is, but I'm not a physicist. Any rate, so this company wants to take tours into like lower orbit, I guess you'd be, because it can't be in space. But they're using balloons to do it. How wild is that? Would you do that?
Definitely not the first tryout.
Fuck no, dude. No. Hell no. Remember the sub that went up or down? You know, that went down and imploded. That's like something like this. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to curse anything. That's just bad taste. See, this is why we're gonna get. This is why we're gonna get canceled.
I remember reading about that, and
we just immediately go into like forbidden territory.
Well, I remember reading about that, and it was so frustrating because it was, at some point, it was somewhere along the lines of, they weren't really focusing so much on sending engineers and people that were really well aware of it.
It was tourists before they were like
they were trying to have a younger
they were
image.
I guess from their point of view, they thought that if they could get like a younger clientele, it'd make it more cool and they'd get more interest, and then it would start this domino kind of situation to where if things more cool, people will put more money into it because they want to be a part of it, and they will help kind of like snowball. But you really can't do that with like safety issues. You can't kind of like
look at the airplane industry.
There's only so many things that you can fake it until you make it with. You can't do that with like diving to the fucking Titanic or taking hot air balloons into outer space. So I'm with you on that one. I'm definitely not going to be on the first few voyages because the Ocean Gate thing was like 12 or 13. Wasn't it like something like that? It was like 13, 12 or 13. Oh, that looks good, dude. That was...
Yeah.
But yeah, wasn't...
Definitely not. And into space?
I want to go to space.
I mean...
Well, if you had a choice to either... and it was proven to be safe... Check it out. If you had a choice that it was proven to be safe, where you were either able to go to like the bottom, or, the bottom of the ocean and look around, or you were able to go to outer space, to like the moon, what would it be?
Ocean. I'd stick to...
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, dude. I would totally go to the moon. I want to go to the moon, dude. I'd rather go to Mars.
I would like...
Elon, if you're listening somehow or another.
I would too, but if we're talking about...
I want to go to Mars.
Exploring the deepest...
He will never hear this podcast.
The deepest depths of the ocean.
He's never going to hear this.
Is he behind this project?
I'm going to put this on X. No. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Let me get up to that. This is the company. Check it out. Halo.
Damn.
Pretty cool name. I wonder where they got that from. That is cool though, but no shit. Look at this. A Spanish balloon company
Glamping.
plans to begin flying people there in 2026. 2 years is not far away at all. It sounds far away when you are just in the,
2026.
in the moment of things. But yeah. 2026 is just around the corner, so that is very, very soon. So we will see how this goes, and hopefully there'll be no more disasters, even though this nasty bad boy just happened, which brings us around full circle to, holy shit, man, we're just waiting for the locusts to come popping out of the ground. Remember that? The friggin' Scorpion Kings? I haven't seen any yet. We had a friggin' bee swarm. I should have got pictures of that. We had a bee swarm outside the house. It was crazy. The neighbors had to call a bee guy. He came with the net and everything. It was wild, totally wild. But everything's cool now. None of us got stung. So that worked out okay. Any rate.
It was like the Amityville Horror.
It was what? Dude, I'm telling you. Folks, watch your back. The eclipse has happened. And now shit is really starting to hit the fan. But we would like to ride it all the way to the apocalypse with you guys. It's been a great show. And we are going to keep it light. That's what we do here. I mean, there's a lot of different podcasts or whatever you want to call this. And they get serious. They have a lot of high-tech banners and stickers and shit like that. And I would like to get those things too.
For sure, yeah.
I would like.
I think it's just amazing. Just to
I'm not knocking it. I want to get that
time,
shit too.
Just to make the time to do it.
Yeah, I want to get that stuff too.
Pretty cool.
But for right now, it's great just to be with you, just to have a laugh and just be a little silly. There's a lot of crazy, nasty shit happening in this world. Yeah. There's a lot of serious stuff going on, and we acknowledge that. But we really appreciate just having a moment to laugh with you guys. That's really what this is all about. It just comes down to just having a moment to laugh with you guys.
Yeah.
And then just, take a load off for a minute. So, drinks up to you guys. Hey, drinks up. You want to give a little toast to them?
Yeah.
All right. Drinks up to you guys. We appreciate you joining us. And remember, as always, please like and subscribe and...
be good to each other and stay rocking.
That's right.
It's the Vincent Ross Show.
Is everybody out there nuts?
I don't know who these jokers are.
The whole world gone crazy!
Don't make me come down there.
You think OJ did it?
He absolutely killed her. He killed her.